War comes to Rohan, and we take a look at this new book now. Hello and welcome to yet another video here on the YouTube channel STF Wargaming Studio. My name is Andres Norwegian Viking and this is my review and look at War in Rohan, the new supplement for Middle-earth SBG. A book that was announced at Ardacon in August, on the 18th of August, I believe. Yeah. And now 3 months later, the book is finally here in all its glory. Now, I've taken a look at this book already, and I must say it is an absolute beautiful book. The amount of work that's been put into these books is very, very nice. It's the feel of like the old supplement books from like 2005, the journey books. This might actually also be the first like book that has terrain advice in it as well. So it has a brief history of Rohan, explaining the founding of Rohan, which we've already featured on the SBG Grand Campaign. Goes on to tell the tale of the First Line of Kings, Legend of Helm Hammerhand, which we'll get onto later. It also has the treason of Isengard going into the War of the Ring. And it has also a timeline spanning 500 years of history since the birth of Rohan until Theodred is slain, is the last piece of like narrative that explains. It does also include a staggering amount of scenarios. I actually haven't counted them out yet, so it's 5, 10, 15. It's like 22 scenarios in here. More actually, it's 25 with the appendix scenarios, which is absolute staggering. So you'll have old scenarios redone, like the first and second battle of the Forge of Isen, the ambush at night, which was called Wrath of Rohan before, I believe. You have the end of Grishnak with Merry and Pippin and Treebed. You have a very cool scenario using a deck of cards with a white wizard trying to heal the mind of Theoden. Warg Attack, classic scenario, and all the Helm's Deep scenarios. So very many different small narratives of Helm's Deep, which is really, really cool. And yeah, it goes to like Eomer's return down the hill, the full Battle of Helm's Deep in a single huge scenario, and we got the Defense of Eddras, which is a new one, where the Dunlandings attack Elfhelm inside Eddras when Helm's Deep is being defended by the rest of them. Last March of the Ents in here, and the Uruk-hai retreat from Isengard, or is it from yeah, no, it's from the Helm's Deep, and the Paths of the Druiden are the last scenario, and it has a linked campaign thing. You can get bonuses for playing the campaign. But I wanted to look at was the new scenarios. So you have the Burning of the Westfall, which includes the 3 new heroes for Dunland in it, which is a really cool like small scale scenario with, well, not small scale, it's like 26 models on each side, with the objective being to burn down Rohan houses, going on until like the last scenarios with all the glory. With loads of defenders, huge battles. So very cool scenarios, and we'll include as many as we can in the SBG Grand Campaign here on the channel. So you can watch that on Saturdays going forwards. Now, for the armies. So there are 5 armies, I believe, in this book, and they're all been updated. So the Lord of the Rings army book is still perfectly valid, but you exchange the first page of each of the armies with the new page, which gives you a revised army composition list. So for instance, Rohan got 2 new heroes. They got Aldor and Haleth. So these 2 heroes are now included in the full Rohan army if you want to have it as a army in itself. for Lothlorien. There isn't any new stuff in there, so they just reapplied first the 2 pages because you will fight with the army, so it's nice to have an overview of it. For Fangorn, got 2 new heroes. Got 2 new heroes in it, Quick Beam and Beachbone. Now, we've been wanting these to have official profiles for quite some time. They were included in a White Dwarf article long ago. So you have the 2 trees. You have Quick Beam, which costs amount of points. Is a fight 7, 4+ shoot, strength 8, defense 8, 3 attack, 3 wounds, and 6 courage hero with 3 might, 1 will, 1 fate. It has, for its heroic actions, it's got Heroic March, very nice for an end to have, and it has the normal like Terror, Throw Stones, Woodland Creature, and Bludgeon special rules. When it comes to Beachbone, costs a few more points than Quick Beam. That is a strength 8, fight 8 hero, but still strength 8, defense 8, 3 attack, 3 wound, and 3/1/1 for might, will, and fate. It has access to heroic strike and strength, and has deep rooted, so it must reroll fail to wound rolls when making strikes against any orc, Uruk-hai, Goblin, or Isengard model. In addition, Beachbone must always charge an enemy Orc, Uruk-hai, Goblin, or Isengard model if able to do so. And well, Quick Beam has a movement of 8. In addition, Beachbone does only have the normal movement of 6. So it gives you a few cool new things to do with the army. So that means if you play a 500-point tournament, you can have all 3 hero models with hobbits in. That's really nice indeed. Isengard had a few cool new additions. So as a total complete Isengard army, you now have the addition of Snaga, an orc captain, which we'll come to. You can also include Gorolf Ironskin, Frida Tallspear, the Wildman Oathmaker, the Crebain, Dunlanding Huskarls, and Dunlanding Horsemen. So all of these new additions are included in this book. You still have the normal rule for the army bonus, and Snaga has a very, very cool profile indeed. So of course Snaga is one of the orcs that is taking the hobbits onto Mordor. I believe he's the one. He's one of the guys who's trying to see if they can eat some of them, the hobbits. But he's a fight 4, 5+ shoot, strength 4, defense 5, 2 attack, 2 wound, 3 courage, 3/1/1 for might, will, and fate. He carries armor and a sword. Heroic challenge as a heroic action, and he's a hero of fortitude. So very cool. Now we have a heroic challenge orc hero. He's a servant to Mordor, so he can only ever include orcs in his warband, even though he's a part of the Isengard army list. And he has the Cunning Mind special rule. So Snaga can choose not to take part in any friendly heroic action, and will still be able to act as normal later in the phase. So even if he is within 6 inches of a heroic move, he can choose not to move with other heroes. He can choose not to stay within 6. It gives him a lot of cool options when playing him. Additionally, if Snaga chooses to participate in a friendly hero's model's heroic action, he does not have to remain within a specific range of the heroes. Even if he's in a heroic action, he can just run the other way, which is really, really cool. And then finally for the armies we have Dunland. Dunland is now their own force, which I'll go on to explain, because they are the only way to play Dunland as a pure army, unless you want to do them as an Isengard army, is to do the Legendary Legion. But we'll go on to that later. But first we will introduce the new profiles for Dunland, which I'm really, really excited about, because I painted a huge Dunland army. I think I painted 24 with shields, 12 with our bows, 12 two-handers, 2 captains, 2 banners, and the the hero Trident Wolfsbane, foot mounted, and I converted up to Crabane, which is also very important to remember going very forward. So we have Gorulf first. He's a fight 5, 4+ shoot, strength 5, defense 5, 3 attack, 2 wounds, 4 courage, and then 3/1/1 for might, will, and fate. He has armor, 2 axes, and a dagger. He's got access to heroic strike, strength, and defense, and he's got iron skin special rule. At the start of a fight phase, Gorulf is engaged with an enemy hero. He may declare heroic defense without spending might. Really cool special rule for him. He looks beefy. He looks so good. So I can't wait to get my grubby mitts on that model to paint him up for my army. Next up we have Frida Tallspear, which Frida, who's a resident of the studio, really enjoys having a model named after her as well. Or having the same name as her. I don't know if she talked to Rob or not before this. But she is a hero of fortitude, same as Gorulf. He was a hero of fortitude as well. She's got fight 5, 4+ shoot, strength 4, defense 6, 2 attacks, 2 wounds, 4 courage, 3/1/1 for might, will, and fate. She carries armor, shield, spear, and dagger, and she has access to heroic defense and heroic strength. And she has 2 special rules: readied stance, active ability. Cavalry models do not gain the extra attack or knock to the ground bonuses when involved in a fight against Frida Tallspear or one she's supporting. Very cool. And then go for the horse, which is a passive ability, really cool. Frida Tallspear and friendly Dunlanding models within 3 inches of her may reroll 2 wound rolls against mounts during the fight phase. So since most Dunlandings are strength 4, that means they would get 4+ with a reroll, nearly like making it impossible for them not to wound horses, which is really cool. We got the Wildman Oathmaker. So this is the guy who's like takes the dagger to his hand and pledges allegiance for the entirety of Dunland for Saruman. He's got fight 4, 4+ shoot, strength 4, defense 4, 2 attacks, 2 wounds, 4 courage, 3/1/1 for might, will, and fate. He's a hero of fortitude. He carries a dagger and he's got access to heroic strength. He's fearless and he's got hatred Rohan. He has the passive ability to make so all Wildmen of Dunland, including the same army as the Wildman Oathmaker, gain the Isengard keyword for the duration of the battle, which is really cool. It gives you the, like, if he's included in an Isengard army with a Dunlanding attachment, they don't break as easily as they would otherwise. And he's got Blood Oath. Friendly Wildmen of Dunland within 6 inches of the Wildman Oathmaker gain the Fearless special. So you have Fearless Wildmen, which can be pretty key. Next up, something I've been like wanting for so long: Dunlanding Horsemen. They are cheap cavalry. They got fight 3, 4+ shoot, strength 4, defense 5, 1 attack, 1 wound, 3 courage. They got armor, shield, horse, axe, and dagger, and they have slay their horses. Active ability: whilst they have the cavalry keyword, Dunlanding horsemen reroll once to wound against mounts. So again, a 4+ to wound with reroll, most likely against most horses. The Dunlanding Huskarls, which is an infantry. They got fight 3, 4+ shoot, strength 4, defense 5, 1 attack, 1 wound, 3 courage. Heavy armor, Dunlanding war axe, and dagger. The Dunlanding war axe can be used either as a spear or a 2-handed axe, same as the Axemen of Losnark. They have the bodyguard special rule, and they have the favor of the war chief's passive ability. If they are supporting a fight within 3 inches of a friendly Dunlanding hero model, they gain +1 for the fight value for the duration of the fight, which is really cool. Like, as long as there's a hero in a combat within 3 inches of them, they have a fight 4 when they're supporting. So rear rank is suddenly fight 4, which is pretty key in the Dunland army, I think. And lastly, I already have the models for this since I converted up a couple of Crabane swarms. We have the Crabane. They are birds. They call Fight 2, 6+ shoot, Strength 2, Defense 3, 2 attacks, 4 wounds, and 3 courage. So pretty similar to the Bat Swarm. Got beaks and claws as war gear. Got the fly special rule. The passive ability Keen Sight. This is amazing. Any models within 12 inches of one or more Crabane swarm gain no benefit from the Stalk Unseen rule. I see so many possibilities with this. Like if you're hiding some elves behind some terrain. No, sorry, I can see them. Ping shoot. Heroic shoot. Take out the elves before they can shoot you. So many cool options to do with this. You can charge longer with your cavalry, even if they can't wholly see the model behind terrain or they're further away than 6 inches. So many cool things with this. And as a bonus, Cloud of Birds passive ability, shooting attacks will only ever hit Crabane on the roll for natural 6. Beautiful. Really, really like this. Really like that Dunland is an army of itself. And when we come to the Legendary Legion, you will see that they actually have some cool tricks up their sleeve when it comes to their Legion as well. There's a Battle Companies addition to this book as well, with the Dunland Battle Company. And we will just include that here. We have a starting company of 2 Dunlanding warriors with shields, 1 with 2-handed axe, 1 with a bow, and 4 Wildmen of Dunland, giving you a starting hand of 8 models, which is pretty cool. The advancements are only for the Wildmen of Dunland to become a Dunlanding warrior with choice of weapons. So you can choose to get an archer, you can choose to get a shield, something like that, and you also gain the armor as well. For the reinforcement table, they have on a 1, nothing as usual. On a 2, a Wildman of Dunland, 3, a Dunlanding with bow, 4, a Dunlanding warrior with 2-handed axe, and then on a 5, a Dunlanding warrior with shield. On a 6, you get to roll on the special chart. On a 1, 2, or 3, you get the Dunlanding Huscarl. On a 4 or 5, you get a Horseman. On a 6, you get Crabane, but you can only have 2. But that's fine, I have 2 painted. So that's amazing. A Crabane cannot get experience and therefore cannot become a hero. That's perfectly fine. I see no harm in that at all. And their army specific hero upgrade is Frenzied Fighter. So on a roll a d6 each time the hero takes a wound. On a 5+, the wound is ignored. So it's basically superpowered fury from the previous edition. Then we get to the Legendary Legion. And there's 8, I think, Legendary Legions in this. First up, we have Defenders of Helm's Deep, which is, of course, the army that's defending Helm's Deep, therefore the title. It has a combined army of elves and men, and it can include Theoden, Gamling, Aldor, Halath, the King's Huntsman, the Captain of Rohan, Aragorn with armor, Legolas Greenleaf, Gimli, Haldir, Galathrim or Captain, Warriors of Rohan, Rohan Royal Guard, and Galathrim Warriors. So no mount at all. You can have any of these on horses, but that's fine because we come to the special rules. Theoden must be the army leader, and you must contain Theoden in this army. All models in the Legendary Legion must have the infantry keyword, and Defenders of Helm's Deep Legendary Legion may only have a maximum of 33 of its models with the Lorien keyword. So you can't just have elves and Aragorn in one army. It's fair. It's good. They have 3 special rules. Fighting ranks, which is something we'll see in many of the Legendary Legions. It is basically friendly run infantry models armed with throwing spears can use them as standard spears in addition to their normal use. However, if a model uses the spear as a throwing spear in turn, they cannot use it as a standard spear in the same turn, which is amazing. It gives you a versatility yet unseen by Rohan, and a crucial thing because you would need some spares to back up a foot Rohan force. Then we have Give Them a Volley. Models from this Legendary Legion armed with either a bow, longbow or elf bow may increase the range of their type of bow from 24 to 30 inches, provided they are not moved that turn. Amazing. I don't see it impacting scenarios in the book so much because of the range, but in normal like in a standard fight match play scenario, it can be crucial to have the extra range on your archers. And then if the force is broken, this is fall back to the keep special rule. If your force is broken, then warrior models from this force add +1 to the courage value. Additionally, if this force is broken, friendly warrior models may reroll failed courage test whilst they're within 6 inches of Theoden. So looking at this, I think the elves gaining like +1 courage, they're now courage 6, won't run away, and then like the Rohan bundle up towards Theoden, and the rest of them will more probably than not make their courage rolls as well. So that's the first. Next up we have Theodred's Guard. And I just finished painted Theodred for some odd reason, maybe for the gun campaign. That army can contain Theodred, Elfhelm, Grimbold or Grimslade, Captain of Rohan, Warrior of Rohan, Rider of Rohan, Royal Royal Guard, and Rohan Outriders. Sorry. Theodred's force must always include Theodred, who is automatically the army leader. Their special rules are Protect the Prince. All models in this force gain the Sworn Protector Theodred special rule. Riders of Theodred, Captains of Rohan, Riders of Rohan, Royal Guard, treated as if he were Theoden for the purpose of Arise. Riders of Theodred Theoden special rule. But it would be Theodred in this case, which is amazing, like really good. And then fighting ranks, friendly run infantry models can use them as spears, provided they did not use them as throwing spears in the same turn. Really, really cool. Themey force. I really enjoy this. This is basically the army, as it were, at the first Battle of the Fords of Isen, I think. Next up, we have the Riders of Eomer. So this is the Riders of Eomer as they trundle down the hill towards Helm's Deep. It consists of Eomer, Marshal of the Riddermark on horse, Erkenman, Captain of Rohan on horse, Gandalf of the White on Shadowfax, Captain of Rohan on horse, and Riders of Rohan. All Riders of Eomer's force must include Eomer, Marshal of the Riddermark, and he's always the army leader. All models in Riders of the Eomer force must be cavalry models, and Riders of Rohan with this Legendary Legion do not count towards your force's bow limit. So basically, all cav, all wonderful. They have the To the King special rule. Friendly Rohan cavalry within 12 inches of Eomer gain +1 strength on the turn which they charge. And an amazing special rule, Look to the Sun. Once per battle, as long as Gandalf is alive in your force, you can declare that you are using this ability at the start of any friendly move phase. Until the end of the turn, enemy models that are engaged with or supporting models engaged with any friendly cavalry that made a charge that turn suffers a -1 penalty to their duel rolls. So they might just smash through everything on that turn. If you manage to time that correctly, you just smash through. It would be absolutely lovely. And then the final, for now, Legendary Legion for good, we have the Paths of the Druiden. It is containing Theoden, King of Rohan on armoured horse, Eomer, Marshal of the Riddermark with armour horse, Dernhelm, Derwine on horse, Elfhelm, Captain of Rohan on horse, Gamling on horse, Gonburigan, Captain of Rohan on horse, Riders of Rohan, Royal Guard with horse, and Rohan Outrider with horse, as well as Wose's warriors. It must include King Theoden, and he's always the army leader. You must include Gonburigan with a full warband of Wose's warriors, which is really cool. And he's the only hero that can have Wose's warriors in his warband. Riders of Rohan with his Legendary Legion do not count towards your force's bow limit. And they have 3 nifty special rules as well. First up is waypoints. At the start of the game, before either side has deployed, the Legendary Legion controlling player may place 3 25mm waypoint markers anywhere on the board. Whilst within 6 inches of a friendly waypoint marker, friendly Rohan models do not suffer any penalties for moving or charging through difficult terrain, which is absolutely cool. You can put that on choke points and suddenly you just pass through forests, charging as they go. Normally you would have situations where cavalry are very impeded by terrain. In this case, no. Really, really cool. Then you have the Kill Orc Folk special rule. Friendly models reroll once to wound making strikes against any Orc, Goblin or Uruk-hai models. And lastly, know all paths. If during the move phase, models from both sides have declared a heroic move, and roll-offs is required to see which side a heroic move happens first. This force will gain a bonus to that roll. If they would normally win on a 4+, they instead win on a 3+. If they normally would win on a 1, 2 or 3, they now win on a 1, 2, 3 or a 4, which gives them 66% chance of winning a heroic move off, which is absolutely amazing. So yeah, lovely, lovely themey force as well. Then we come to the evil side, which I'm very, very happy about. Ugluk Scouts. It can have Ugluk, Mauher, Grishnak, Snagga, Uruk Scout Captains, Uruk-hai Drummers, Orc Captains, Uruk-hai Scouts and Orc Warriors. So just basic stuff in addition to the 4 named heroes. Ugluk Scouts force must include Ugluk, of course, and he will be the leader. Only Orc hero models may lead Orc models, only Uruk-hai models may lead Uruk-hai models. The pace has quickened, which is a special rule. If your force include Mauher, then any Uruk Scouts in the force may be upgraded to Mauher's Marauders, rather than one just inside his warband, and this is a free upgrade. Additionally, Ugluk, Uruk-hai Scout Captains and Uruk-hai Drummers increase their move value to 8, which means everyone who's an Uruk in this army gets a +2 inches to the move value. Make haste to Isengard. Friendly models gain the woodland creature, so not only do they move 8 inches, the Uruk that is, but they also move through woods very, very easily. But you have a very cool rule, which is Animosity. Friendly Orc models gain a +1 to wound in the fight phase if they are involved in the same fight as friendly Uruk-hai models. Friendly Uruk-hai models gain a +1 bonus to wound in a fight phase if they are involved in a fight as a friendly Orc model. So always like tag team an Orc with a Uruk, and if you win the fight, they both get a +1 to wound. And this is not just applied to the heroes, so even your heroes can tag team with this, which is practically awesome. Love to see what this can do, this legion. The Wolves of Isengard, which includes Sharku and Warg, Captain and Warg, Orc Shaman and Warg, Warg Riders and Wild Wargs. Must of course include Sharku. He's treated as a hero of valor in this army and must be the army leader. Friendly models gain the Isengard keyword. Additionally, any Orc Shamans in a Wolves of Isengard force change their Fury mod Orc magical power to Fury Isengard Orc magical power. So it doesn't apply to the Wargs, but does apply to the Orcs. Leader of the pack, Sharku may declare hero combat for free each turn. Ambush. Now this one is very, very cool. In scenarios that use Maelstrom Battle special rule, a Wolves of Isengard force can choose to automatically win or lose a priority roll in the first turn. However, if both forces have the special rule, they must roll off. Additionally, a model from this force may charge in the same turn which they enter the board. Amazing. And should a model entering the board fail a courage test to charge a terror-causing enemy, the model may still move onto the board as normal, but may not charge anything that turn. In addition to this, they have scouts. Start of the game after both sides have deployed, but before the first priority has been rolled. Select up to D6 friendly models in your force. The selected model may immediately make a move as if it were the move phase, and then shoot as if it were the shoot phase. During this additional move, the selected models may not move within 1 inch of an enemy, and therefore may not charge. In scenarios where we roll additional models to arrive, such as a Maelstrom Battle, the selected D6 models may choose to enter the board for the first turn of the game, rerolling any results that would cause them not to enter the board until they come onto the board. Treat each model as an individual warband. So really, really cool. Can just bamf onto the table and get a slight advantage in certain scenarios. Really, really cool warband, and I can't wait to try that one out. Next up, we have the Assault on Helm's Deep Evil Force, which contains Uruk-hai Captains, Uruk-hai Shamans, Uruk-hai Warriors, Isengard Trolls, Uruk-hai Berserkers, Demolition Teams, and Isengard Assault Ballistas. The Helm's Deep Force must have an Uruk-hai Captain as its leader, and they have 4 special rules. Friendly Isengard models do not start to take courage tests for being broken until at least 66% of their force has been removed as casualties, which is standard for Isengard. Commander of the Uruk-hai Captain chosen as your leader, increases their attacks and wounds characteristics to 3 each. Amazing. Isengard Hordes, hero models from this force increase the number of models they can include in their warband by 6. So the Shaman can include 6 and the Captains can include 18. And lastly, Break the Walls. Isengard Ballista from this army may reroll to hit and scatter rolls during the shoot phase. Additionally, whenever a demolition charge from your army is detonated, you may roll 2 dice rather than 1 and choose your result. Fantastic. No named heroes, but then again, you wouldn't really need them with all that cool gadget at your hands. And then finally, for the Evil Force, we have come to the Army of Dunland. Now, the Legendary Legion for Dunland includes all the Dunlanding models previously talking about. You've got Thryden, Gorulf, Frida, the Wildman Oathmaker, Dunlanding Chieftains, Dunlanding Warriors, Wildmen of Dunland, Dunlanding Horsemen, Dunlanding Huskarls, and Crebain. You must include Thryden in your force, and he is treated as a hero of valor and must be your leader. And they have 3 special rules. Death of the Forgoil. Friendly Dunlanding models gain the Hatred Rohan special rule. Dunlanding Pride. The range of banners are increased to 6 inches. Amazing. And Dunlanding Warcry. Absolutely staggering cool special rule. Once per game, at the start of any fight phase, Thryden can declare that he's using this ability. Until the end of the turn, friendly Dunlanding models within 12 inches of Thryden gain a +1 bonus to wound when making strikes. Which means that in some cases, you can auto-wound with Dunland. Absolutely fantastic. Thryden, with his 2-handed axe, strength 5, against a defense 3 model, will auto-wound. Amazing. Absolutely, absolutely amazing. So I just have to get my mitts on the 3 new heroes, get 4 packs of the Huskarls and 4 packs of the cavalry. No, 6 packs of the cavalry, and I'll have my shiny new army. Only 27 models to paint until I have my full Dunlanding force, which will be amazing. So that's the 8 standard Legendary Legions. There's 1 more in the book, but we'll come to that later. The book then goes on to explain sieges, because we haven't had siege rules in the Middle-earth game. We had them before, but for the purposes of the Middle-earth SBG, there's now rules for sieges, which is pretty cool. I love that that they have included the siege rules in this, because it does have sieges as scenarios, so it makes sense. They have upgraded it with attacker equipment for points, as well as defender equipment for points, and a smattering of scenarios. You have a village siege and a grand siege, 2 new scenarios to play. And then we have cool how-to on terrain. So it's not really utilizing terrain that you make yourself, but it's utilizing terrain that you can buy from Games Workshop. So you have, of course, the Rohan houses and watchtowers, which are available as we speak, and it explains how you paint the houses stage by stage, to airbrush the houses using cool techniques, extra detail on your houses, which are either included in the kits, or you can make your own stuff out of the bits you get. and a showcase of different ways they've done this. So you have, for instance, the watchtower with all which uses panels from the houses and not just the palisades. And it has the absolutely staggering Rohan settlement, which I believe is now on show at Warhammer World. Really, really cool stuff. And then, of course, you come to the appendix, which has a very cool profile with a model. Helm Hammerhand is finally in the game as a hero. He is a hero of legend, cost a staggering amount of points, and he's a fight 5, 4+ shoot, strength 5, defense 7, 3 attack, 3 wound, 6 courage, 3 might, 3 will, and 1 fate model. He has heavy armor, carries a 2-handed sword, and the Horn of the Hammerhand. The Horn of the Hammerhand is an active ability which counts as a war horn, and in addition, when he charges, he causes terror until the end of the turn. He can do Heroic Resolve, Strike, Strength, Defense, and Challenge. He has a horse option. He's got Burly, Expert Rider, and Horse Lord, which means he can expend his only fate to save his horse. Inspiring Presence, passive ability, Rohan warriors within 6 inches of Helm Hammerhand add a bonus of +1 to the fight value. And the Hammerhand special rule. Helm Hammerhand may choose to fight with his fists instead of his sword, in which case he may use the Bash special strike. Additionally, Helm Hammerhand is never count as unarmed. He may be taken part of a Rohan army list, but if your force contains Helm Hammerhand, it may not include any other named hero models from the Rohan army list. If your army includes Helm Hammerhand, then every alliance will be impossible allies, which is absolutely fair. Then we have the Field of Celebrant and scenario, which goes on to have Ale the Young in it. We have then 2 scenarios which has the Helm Hammerhand story arc. The first is the Assault on Edoras, which does not include Helm Hammerhand, but has some cool rules for Dunland versus Rohan. And then you have the Birth of Helm's Deep. So it is a scenario where Helm Hammerhand is taking part against, of course, a Dunlanding force. And yeah, it has some of the special rules from the Legendary Legions to use in there as well. And finally, to knock it all off, you have Helm's Guard, a Legendary Legion for Helm, all on his own. The armor composition is Helm Hammerhand with a horse option, Captain Rohan, King's Huntsman, Warriors Rohan, Riders Rohan, Rohan Royal Guard, and Rohan Outriders. It, of course, must include Helm Hammerhand in your army, and he must be the leader. And you have 2 cool special rules. First is Defend the Suthburg, which is the standard one that it can use spares, throwing spares as long as they don't move. No, as long as they don't haven't used the throwing spares in the turn. And then the King of Rohan. Helm Hammerhand gains the Mighty Hero special rule. In addition, Helm Hammerhand may declare a heroic combat every single turn without spending might. So he's now, in all essence, a 5 might hero. 2 of them each turn. Amazing stuff. So, of course, it doesn't have all the cool rules as the other Rohan Legend Legions, but it is a very cool army. In addition, it doesn't have the rule that says that Riders Rohan, you must have, well, you can have unlimited riders because they have bows, so you must include like Royal Guards and Warriors Rohan to gain a few models to get that amount of Rohan riders you want. But yeah, all in all, wonderful book. Added on to Scouring the Shire and Gondor at War to round out 3 very, very nice supplements. So far there has been, let's see, you have the rulebook, You have the Hobbit book, you have the Lord of the Rings book, you have the Battle Companies book. These 3 books, that's 7 supplements. And we know the next book already, which will be a tournament guide book. And yeah, I hope that the next book will be Last Lines, but who knows? Who knows what else they would knock out of the park? It might be the Rune of Arnor. It might be a journey book series with the Two Towers and well, the Fellowship, Two Towers and Return of the King. Who knows? The world is our oyster, and I can't wait to see what else they are going to make for this glorious game. So thank you for watching this like explaining what's in it and a review. I'm giving high marks on this book. On a die roll, I would give it a cocked die between a 5 and a 6. I think it's great. Tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. As ever, please comment, like, share and subscribe, and do consider supporting STF on Patreon using the link in the description below. It is a fantastic way for you to support efforts here at the channel, and it gives us the opportunity to give you cool new videos each and every week. If that's all interesting, click the link, but more importantly, support your hobby.